Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Kelsey Hubbard. Today I have with me Chris Bingham, President of Greek Council on set. And he's going to be talking a little bit about Kappa Sigma and how that's going on campus. Chris, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Kelsey.
So there's a lot of rumors going on about what Kappa Sigma is, what they're kind of doing. Who are they and what are they trying to do on campus?
A lot of the guys are a group of gentlemen that wish to start up Kappa Sigma for national fraternity that were established here back in the late 1800s. Right now, they are formally called an interest group. Once they go through an extensive process of going to the board of trustees to remove the ban was set in the 1900s to promote the literary society. So they banned, the board of trustees banned all the national organizations on campus, and actually banned all of Greek life on campus until about 1930s. So once they go through that process, then it's a process of going to Greek Council and SGA for their approval, and then working through the national headquarters of Kappa Sigma organization so that they can establish a colony here on campus.
Right, and there was a forum last week where a bunch of the Greek organizations came in. And a lot of them were not happy with this. What exactly were the things that they were saying that they were not excited about?
A lot of the Greeks that were there, there was about, I would say 150 to 100 people that were there. Mainly raising concerns about wanting more information. They've kind of, their opinions were based upon thinking that they were being stalked or they being watched. Some people raised concerns about what they were doing during our pledging week process and kind of their role in their involvement and kind of interfering with our pledge week process. And some of it had some merit, some of it wasn't have any merit to it. But above all, it's still a concern that needs to be raised, and the SGA wanted to have a forum to talk about it. But with that being said, it needs to be a dialogue that's been started, and from that forum, we devised more of a closed-door setting, and instead of having 50 people against 5, we've had closed-door kind of meetings with some of the group's organizations. I know I personally met with them this past Saturday. And then groups, current Greek groups are hosting these meetings with them, having dialogue between them and raising more concerns and asking questions and gathering more information about the group.
And do you think that this forum was helpful for Greek organizations?
I think it was helpful, and that it started a dialogue that needs to be talked about. And from here on out, it needs to be more of a controlled environment. They felt like they kind of were standing up there taking all the questions, but in return they didn't get to ask any questions back. And so from that, I've gotten to the point where I need to set up a president's meeting between everybody and kind of have a discussion of what everybody coming from, how their concerns can be addressed, and where to go from there, and kind of the process they've been through as well as the process here. As much as we have questions about them, they in return have questions about us that we need to discuss our thoughts and feelings about it as well as locals.
Definitely. I understand the forum that you mentioned that you have a friend at a Georgia Tech campus that's part of their chapter, and you reached out to him. What kinds of things did you ask him?
I asked him basically what the process was of how they kind of go through it and what they do. And some people had some concerns about them creating banners or having their logos around. And I asked them specifically what kind of the process is. And so they have to go through an headquarters office of Kappa Sigma, and then they must get approval from them to be called an interest group. And that's where they're at right now. They showed me a roadmap of where they have to go from here. And it's an extensive process of learning about the organization, going through the pledgeship process, raising enough money for dues. And he kind of talked to me about what they're allowed to do, what's the process you got to go through, and that there specifically is a difference between a colony here on campus and an interest group, which is they are an interest group right now.
And so I guess as Greek president, what is your opinion, and has your friend at Georgia Tech campus kind of like changed your opinion a little bit?
Not so much. I mean, we're kind of close, but we don't really associate that much. I listen to the people in Greek Council, and they have their concerns about me and my Greek life wanted to talk about to me. We're all in this together, and I have to remain unbiased until the end. I don't favor one or the other. I'm just trying to hear both sides right now, and get more information on both sides to make a better informed decision.
Definitely. And so, for example, if some people on campus are trying to start a local Greek fraternity, How is that different from what they're doing with the national level? What's the difference between that?
And it's good that you mentioned that, because there is a group of girls that want to start up a sorority called Zeta Phi, and those group of girls died out in about 1940s, and they're trying to start up. The difference in that is that they were already chartered, and that there's no ban from the Board of Trustees of the national. The Board of Trustees had a national ban, but now that they've lifted the ban only on local. So if they want to start up a new local, then it'd be a lot easier process, because now they have to come to Greek Council with a constitution, members, an advisor, and basically recharter that organization. And mostly it's going to be through mostly SGA, but they come to Greek Council to present, give their reasons why they want to start it up, and it's in most Greeks' eyes, it's viewed as a better alternative to starting up a local one that's died out, that had so much rich history already here, and instead of trying to start something brand new, that's has to be, it's an easier process is what I'm trying to get at.
Definitely. And so for students, I guess, on campus who have questions, where can they address these questions to?
Sarah Matchett's our Greek life advisor. She has a lot of information on that, about what Greek life is about, what all the chapters are about, and this is her first whole year. She's trying to learn more about us and learn about our history some more. Kyle Cutshaw's been involved with us some this past year, kind of being that guide, since Todd Clark and Jimmy were the two previous Greek life advisors, and I worked extensively with both of them. Todd Clark served about 7 or 8 years here, and he knew the ins and outs of all organizations and knew the history of them all, and Jimmy did as well, as where he was the C5C advisor for a certain amount of time, and then he moved into the Greek life advisor position. So it's more of Sarah's role this year to learn some more, and then she's got more information now, more experience. People can come to her. I'm always available. My executive staff's always available. We're always willing to take any questions or concerns that people may have about Greek life.
Well, thank you so much for coming on set today, Chris.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Kelsey Hubbard. This is your feature interview with Chris Bingham.